unplanned, friends. What is life? Most of the times this question will loom large. And we have million answers for that. Especially when you go to some hostel in India. Their students are very fond of defining life in their own way. One student writes on the wall or some sort of a plank that is hung there on the wall. Life is a game, play it. That is one definition. Life is music, sing it. Fortunately, there is no definition like life. Your life is coffee, drink it. We don't find such definition. Strictly speaking, life is an opportunity. Life is a training. Life is an education. In Indian culture, education, life, culture, spirituality, training, they are all synonyms. Remember, life is no different from culture. Culture is no different from education. Education is no different from spiritual practice. And after all, culture is not different from culture. Life is not different from culture. If there is no culture, then we say the man is not living at all. India, ancient India, threw him out of society. It said, you live somewhere. You don't deserve to live in the midst of the mainstream here, mainstream society. Because it defined life as an opportunity. It's an opportunity which you are wasting. The man does not live properly. What was the societal reaction? The reaction was that either you are to correct yourself, conform yourself with the norms we have set up. Either there is compliance from your side, or we don't kill you, please go away. Prepare your own colony. You need not come here, we never come there. Teshamma Vidya, I think it appears in Bhagavatam, or most of these things of this sort, they appear either in Chanakya's Arthashastram, the great Chanakya, the great Rishi, somebody like Vedic Rishi, who wrote, conventionally speaking, Arthashastram. But there is nothing that he has not contained there, that he has not dealt with there. Botany he deals with. Chemistry he deals with. Its title is just economics, Arthashastra. In English, Arthashastra in Sanskrit, economics in English mean one and the same. There is a lot of political science, political wisdom. All these things are dealt with. Probably it is there. I don't remember the source, but anyway it runs like this. Teshamna Vidya. Wherever there is no Vidya, Vidya of Sanskrit, education of English are poles apart. Education that today we understand in Western context or even in modern Indian context has nothing to do with the Vidya of ancient India. Sa Vidya ya Vimuktaye, the one that liberates you. The one that can liberate you is Vidya. That is education. Liberate from where? From any sort of a miserable condition. A Vidyavan, man that possesses Vidya and miserable condition, they cannot coexist. A man of Vidya will never find himself in any sort of a miserable condition or a helpless condition. He is no more a helpless man. Because he has got solution for all human problems. Because he has become a new kind of man. Vidya in ancient Indian context and Dvijatvam, the second birth. Dvija, man that is born for the second time. In Indian context, Indian culture, Indian education system, every human being has to have the second birth at the hands of the Guru. The first birth you had at the hands of your parents has no significance at all. First birth is never taken seriously. If that is the thing, Vyasa should have been elsewhere. Valmiki must have been elsewhere. Satyakama Jabali must have been elsewhere because they didn't have any appreciable sort of births. Their births are not such that one can appreciate them. One can even tolerate them even. Satyakama Jabali's birth, no one would tolerate even. But today we revere him as a great saint. Who bothers about the first birth? Because it is not in your hand. Though it is in your hand, strictly speaking, it is in your hand only. But at least conventionally you can say, for all practical purposes, you can say it is not in your hand. The birth that is in your hand is the birth that you take at the hands of your Guru. That is totally in your hand. So we hold you responsible for that. This is Indian wisdom. We hold you responsible for the birth you are taking at the hands of your Guru because there you have every say. You have every say there. While in case of first birth, you didn't have any say. You were thrown into the womb of some lady who delivered you, whom you started counting as your mother. Fine, it is okay. That much it is okay. For that purpose it is okay. But for accepting a person to be a public servant, the criterion that he required was he should have gone through another process called as Dvijatvam, the second birth. Man must become a new kind of man. Vivekananda used to say. The solution to all human problems. Same thing. This very culture is expressed by Vivekananda in a beautiful statement he has made, an observation he has made. Solution to all human problems lies in the man's becoming a new kind of man. Swamiji says. How? How to become a new kind of man? Who simultaneously being scientific and spiritual eventually becomes free. Vidya. Free. Vidya gives you freedom. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. Anything that gives you vimukta, makes you vimukta, the liberated one. No more I am caught up in a miserable condition. I know self-management. Tremendous self-management I am trained up in. I can rule any situation. I am the master of circumstances. I am no victim of circumstances. Yes, victim of circumstances is yet to have his final phases of education. Shivaji could manage any situation, didn't he? How many times he was caught up? How miraculously he escaped? Vivekananda came on to the soil of America. He came here with almost no penny in his pocket. He had nobody to go to. He had nobody to go and meet. He had nobody to seek help from. How many times he was trapped, rather, he was pushed into helpless situations. How many times? But he did not yield. He did not budge. Misery after misery came. Trouble after trouble came. He lost the address. Nobody would give shelter. No hotel man would give any shelter. How many nights he had to spend in a miserable condition in railway station in Chicago. How he had to run to Boston from Chicago so that he could manage with little money that he had in his pocket. Clearly has said, the sort of the troubles, tribulations that I faced had come to any other Hindu, he would have died. No other Hindu would have perhaps walked with the sort of the tribulations I went through. How many? Every day was marked by one or other type of vicissitudes. Chicago same, Boston same, everywhere same. But Swamiji did not budge. He didn't give up. He was not the sort of the man who would ever accept defeat. An educated man will not accept defeat. So, Vidya, Tesham Vidya, where that Vidya is there, not tapo, where that tapas, where that Vidya is not there, where that tapas is not, tapas means arise, awake, stop not, till the goal is reached. This is tapas. You never stop in the process. Once you set your eyes on something means you do get it. You aim at something, you get at that. There are only two options for you. Either you get that, or in the process you put an end to your life. You breathe your last in the process. The process results in your getting it, or you die. So tenacious you are. This is tapassu. See, Ratnakara sat for tapas. Did he get up till he self-realized? Valmiki, his guru, Narada, his guru, had to come and wake him up. There was an ant hill above him. An ant hill grew. He didn't get up. This is tapas. Sri Ramakrishna would never rest till he gets the vision that he was seeking. How many times he got the vision of Divine Mother in how many different forms? Rama, Krishna, and the process continued till when? Till there was nothing for him to do. There was nothing left for him to do. Therefore he stopped. Otherwise he would have continued the journey. This is how normally people whom we call as tapasvis live. Basically, fundamentally, their aim is not anything small. They are not the people who always settle down the accounts for small gains. Small aims, scattered aims, contradictory aims, self-cancelling aims, all these things will never happen in their cases. Tesham na vidya, na tapo, na dhanam, and free in giving whatever he has. So charitable, never miserly. When freely he gives whatever he has, it's a great sterling quality, a virtue a man should necessarily possess to be called as an educated man, or in vidyavanta, vidyavan. Otherwise, no problem, but you are not a vidyavan. Tesham na vidya, na tapo, na dhanam, na jnanam. What is meant by jnana? Vidya is a general term. Jnana is, you know everything pertaining to your field of your selection. I am a doctor. I know everything pertaining to medicine. Vidya means general equipment for you to be a sensible man, responsible man, a man who is reliable to shoulder responsibilities in society, etc., etc. is Vidya. Jnana means totally you have all the knowledge pertaining to your chosen field, your field of interest. If you are a doctor, that is field of medicine. If you are civil engineer, construction, so on, mathematics professor, mathematics, like that. Jnanam. Shamna vidya, na tapo, na dhanam, na jnanam, na sheelam. None can point an accusing finger towards you as far as your moral strides are concerned. You are morally, you are a very strong personality. Now you are blemishless, totally a flawless character you are seeing. Sheelam. Tesham na vidya, na tapo, na dhanam, na jnanam, na guno. Guna, virtues. There are hundreds of virtues. Not necessarily that you must possess all those virtues. Minimum 3 virtues you must possess. Dharma Shastras, the code of conduct in India will say, these 3 are minimum. Otherwise you are beast-like. You belong to some human species. To be called as a man, these 3 virtues will have to be there. What is it? Matruvat Paradareshu. All women, except your wife, they are like your mothers. All women in this world, Paradareshu, Parastri, Matruvat. All women in this world, except your own wife, Dharmapatni, they are all like your mothers. Never entertain any unholy thought towards them. Treat them as your own mother. You need not treat your wife as your mother. You leave it to Ramakrishna. That's enough. He will take care of it. Except your wife. Paradarish. All other women are like your mothers. Matruvat Paradareshu. Paradravyani Loshthavato. Anything that belongs to others, you are not touching with your toe. Maintain that purity of possession. Unlawfully, you are not gaining anything. Nothing that is there with you, none of your possessions is unlawfully gained. Paradravyani Loshthavato. Atmavat Sarvabhuteshu. Never injure others. Treat your own self in all others. If possible, if you have all the Lord's inclination of mind, help people who are in miserable conditions, who are through troubles, prayers. Otherwise, keep quiet. Never harm anyone. These 3 qualities must be possessed by every human being in India to find a shelter in the midst of all others in society. Otherwise, society will throw you out. You can't live in society. You have to form your own colony. Matruvat paradareshu paradravyani loshtavat atmavat sarvabhuteshu vikshante dharma buddhaya. Minimum attainments, socio-ethical attainments, you need to possess all these three. Sheelam, guna, na guna, na dharmaha. Na guna, na dharmaha. Te martyaloke bhuvi bharabhuta. If you do not possess all these 7 qualities, tesham na vidya, na tapo, na dhanam, na jnanam, na sheelam, na guno, na dharmaha. 7 qualities. Sapta Sutras. If you don't possess these 7, te martyaloke bhuvi bharabhuta. You are a burden to the Mother Earth. Bhara, bhuvi bhara, bhubhara. Te martyaloke bhuvi bharabhuta. You are a burden to Mother Earth. Manushya rupena mrugaha charanti. In human form, a beast is wandering. If you don't possess these 7 qualities, you are a beast in human form. You are not Manushya. Manushya rupena mrugaha. Human looking beasts and humans are of 2 categories. All human beings in India in ancient times, the humans were classified into 2 parts. Human looking subhumans and humans. Human looking humans. So this is the rigor that India maintained for classifying people. It was so particular about adherence to norms that were prescribed. Society, Indian society has always been a very rigorous society. Sometimes Swamiji Vivekananda takes a little bit of objection for this too. We bound our society with 101 rules. Therefore, society didn't grow. Swamiji observes like this. Vivekananda observes. We gave all the freedom to religion, religion grew. But we bound our society with 101 strict rules, regulations, and society did not grow. Anyway, there is no civilization in this world that has paved the way for the growth of both religion and society. If religion has grown, society has not grown. Greeks, Romans, their society grew, religion suffered. In India, religion grew, society suffered. So we are complementary. We need to shake hands with each other and share our lots with others, where that is not. So this is how humanity was defined in ancient India. The human fervor, the all human organism and human were different. If people did not possess all these things, they were human organism. Psychophysical setup was there, but not eligible to be counted as a human being in the strict sense of the term, thus making him eligible for responsibilities to be shouldered and carried out in Indian society. They also came to be called as Amarya. People that possessed all these, they came to be called as Arya. Arya, North Indian, Dravida, South Indian, it's all rubbish. Most meaningless definitions, that most useless fellows who have constituted the NCHR, National Council of Historical Research. It is tomfoolery. It is just idiosyncrasies. Nobody but. We have thrown away those definitions long ago. Sensible circles in India have never accepted all these definitions given by these vested interests. NCHR, National Council of Historical Research, most incompetent people. It's a rehabilitation center for some useless people who have some degrees with them. Nobody has taken it very serious. Arya, North Indian, Dravida, South Indian, it's all rubbish. It's not like that. Arya doesn't have geographical connotation. It has cultural connotation. Long ago, Amarasimha is the man who has given perfect definitions for almost every term in Sanskrit literature in his Amarakosha. How does he define the word Arya in Amarakosha? Does he say North Indian? He doesn't refer to any South Indian as Dravida at all. Dravida has got geographical connotation. When Shankaracharya used to introduce himself to the scholars in North India, he used to introduce himself as I am a Dravida Shishu. I am from Dravida land, Dravida Nadu. I am a Dravida child, Dravida Shishu. That is okay. It has got geographical connotation. But Arya, how does Amarasimha in his Amarkosha define Arya? Mahakula, Kulina, Arya, Sabhya, Sajjana, Sadavaha. One who hails from Mahakula, a highly reputed family, lineage. A man who hails from such a highly reputed lineage or family, Mahakula, and who can build up a Mahakula, who can build up a family of high reputation, one who is capable, who has been capable of building up a great family with high reputation, such a man is Arya, Mahakula, Kulina, who never deviates from the right path, who never brings an ill fame, who never brings any ill fame to family that he belongs to. Kulina, Sabhya. In any assembly, he shines. Sabha, Sabhya. One who shines in any sabha. One who is an ornament in any sabha, any gathering. Sabha, Sabhya. Sabhya. Sajjana. Man of weightage, reputation. A standing, social standing, political, academic standing, a man of some standing, mention-worthy standing. Sadhavaha, whatever he does, one has to agree with him. Nobody will disagree with him because he never takes any wrong step in whatever decisions that he takes or whatever steps he takes. Whatever stand he assumes, he is always right. None can raise an objection. That is Sadhava. This is Arya. This is Arya. Arya and this man, Vidyavan, Manushya Rupena, Mrugascharanti and Manushya, those two categories are there, that Manushya and Arya, they almost meant one and the same. Such people, they have their own lifestyle. That is life. People of this category, they have a lifestyle. That is real life. All other forms of life, all other versions of life, all other definitions of life, all other models of life, remember, they are not life, they are preparation for life. See what a beautiful thing here we are coming across. Bertrand Russell, a British agnostic, also falls in line with this beautiful definition India put forth. At one point, Russell has said, we are all candidates to humanity and not to humans yet. We are all candidates to humanity and not to humans yet. More or less, he echoes the sentiments expressed by India ages ago. And how Vivekananda defines? How does Vivekananda define life? Being a hero, in every sense of the term, Swamiji's definition quite befits his character. Very much suits the sort of the character that he possesses right from his birth up to the day he breathes his last. It is very interesting incidents. During his wandering days, before he came to America, he wandered almost whole of India, from Calcutta up to Madras. From Madras to Calcutta, he went after his return from America. So, whole round he took. He met Maharaja of Khetri. Khetri is a place in Rajasthan, the present Rajasthan. And the Raja's name was Ajit Singh. Very interesting personality. He was more or less of Vivekananda's age only. Probably 2 or 3 years senior to him, or about some months junior to him. More or less of same age. Swamiji stayed there for 2-3 months, I think, or in 6 months, I don't know. Up to 6 months, he is likely to have stayed in the court of this Raja. So many topics came for discussion. Raja was very hungry of knowledge, and Vivekananda was an ocean of knowledge. All his hunger is being, satiated by Vivekananda. Hunger is sad. Again, he feels hungry because hunger is such that you can't satiate once and for all by taking just one meal of rice or one meal of your food, every morning or every afternoon, every night, periodically, You have to feed yourself, otherwise hunger will not go. It is its nature. So also is intellectual hunger. Even so is spiritual hunger. One food will come ultimately. For spiritual hunger, one food will come that will once and for all satiate all your hunger and will see to it you are no more hungry. Such things cannot happen in intellectual field or in the field of food or whatever it is. He would go on asking questions and Swamiji would enlighten him beautifully on anything that he would ask. On one occasion, the king asked, Swamiji, what is life? What is life? What Vivekananda might have said? He gave a beautiful definition. What he said was, life is unfoldment and development of a being under the circumstances tending to press it down. When circumstances around, circumstances in which you are found, when they are pressing you down, never letting you rise your head, they don't let you lift yourself up. At every step you are being pressed down. Such are the nature of circumstances. They are totally opposite to how you wished them to be. They are not at all conducive for your growth, for your uprising. Under such miserable conditions, under such pressing circumstances, you are caught up. Say, for example, even when you are surrounded by such circumstances, when you are caught up under such circumstances, is there tendency, effort on your part, conscious effort on your part, that you want to tear asunder all those circumstances, pressures, etc., and assert yourself, lift up yourself, and move in the direction that you have chosen for your life? You have that audacity, you have that assertion, you have that grit in you. There is life, element of life is there. It is there that life is. It is there that one can find some life. Life is the unfoldment and development of a being, not under favorable conditions. Unfoldment and development of a being under the circumstances tending to press it down. That means, in one word, we can say, life means struggle. Where there is struggle, there is life. Very much suitable to Vivekananda's temperament all along his life. At some point of time, somebody asked, Swamiji, what is your message? Immediately came the reply. 10 years ago, my message was struggle. Today, my message is struggle. 10 years hence, my message will be struggle. Somebody asked him, while talking to someone, Vivekananda said, you want me to tell you how great you are? Swamiji asked the person, you want me to tell you how great you are? Tell me how much you have suffered. Tell me how much you have suffered. Yamma Kalwe, an American opera singer, while writing about her, Swamiji says, how much of trials, vicissitudes, how much of trials she had to pass through in her life, which today have made her heroic personality, which today have given her all the celebration. She is a celebrity now because how much of trials she had to pass through. Yamma Kalwe is one opera singer who really introduced Swamiji to John D. Rockefeller. The meeting between Rockefeller and Vivekananda took place because of Yamma Kalwe, who remained Vivekananda's most ardent devotee all through her life, and she has also written reminiscences about him. And Yamma Kalwe took him to European tour during his second visit on America, along with Josephine McLeod and some couple were there. Some Christian clergyman was there who gave up his church dispositions later, came out and married a lady. They also accompanied, his name I forgot. They toured various European countries up to Constantinople they had been, where from Vivekananda parted from the troop and went to Calcutta straight later. These people, those people, Yamma Kalwe, etc., they all came back to America, and Josephine McLeod went to Japan from there. That's a different tale. So life is Why Vivekananda is so particular about making life something of an expression, a conscious expression of struggle and all that? Because fundamentally we all must bear. There is one purpose we should never forget. There is one thing you must never forget. There is one thing constantly 24 hours a day you must always bear in your mind. And all your activities must revolve around that one particular thing. You know what is it? Every hour, every moment, every minute, you are through a journey. You are into a journey. You are into a journey, and the journey is evolution. The journey is evolution. Whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, this process that we call as evolution is being affected upon you by Mother Nature. Mother Nature is conducting all your affairs. She is taking care of you, irrespective of your approval of that, irrespective of your knowledge of that. Your whole creation is in the grip of Mother Nature. It is she that has been affected upon us, this process of evolution. Once upon a time we were amoeba, a unicellular organism. Prior to that we were inert bodies. Now we were gifted that amoeba status. Now we evolved into so many other things. Hundreds and hundreds of birth. As Sri Shankaracharya puts it in Viveka Chudamani, Muktirno Shatakoti Janma Sukritehe Punnehe Vinalabhyate. So all these hundreds and thousands, millions of births we have been. Buddha gives a graphic explanation of what are all the births that he had to pass through before he became a Siddhartha. In Jataka stories of Buddhism, we come across all the details of Buddha's reincarnation, one after the 500 births, how Buddha was. Buddha gives a graphic picture of all those things. Buddha gives the picture we don't give, but our saga is not anything different. Our story is not at all anything different. So, through all these births we have come. Now that we have reached the human stage, we are highly privileged. What is that privilege? You can decide the rapidity, the pace of your evolution. Nature has given you all the freedom. Now that I have carried you up to the human stage, from now onwards, you can reach the culmination, the consummation of all your evolution at your will. Take the whole thing into your own hand. I no more intervene. I have given you all the freedom. Nature has been whispering this every day in our ears, and she has been emphasizing that we are free to move in that direction. We are free to cover the distance in any way that we want, and we can reach the destination as early as we want. That whispering is taking place. Sensitive minds will listen to it, and those minds that are not sensitive will never listen to it. So sensitive, Siddhartha had a sensitive mind, Narendranath had a sensitive mind. So many such people have sensitive minds. Therefore, they are so particular, they are so cautious about formulating how their life pattern must be. Whole thing depends upon your life pattern. Life pattern is, what are your priorities? Eating, drinking, sleeping, this, that. Those are all the things that occupy your mind. Or is there any higher priorities? How do you count whether something is a higher priority or lower priority? Wherever your attention is towards inside. If your attention is towards inside, then you are towards higher priorities. If your attention is not towards your inside, it is always external. Attention always flows. Way back in the days of Kathopanishad itself, Yama warns humanity here. Paranchikhani vyatrudat swayam bhoho tasmat paran pashyati na antaratman. The sensory system of so many people, always they are outward in their tendency. The sensory system of so many people, sensory system is outward in its tendency. Never it bothers to look into the inner world of man. Paranchikhani vyatrudat swayam bhoho tasmat paran pashyati na antaratman, not inside. Kaschid dhiraha. Where is that hero? Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshat. To achieve something in the inner world. Kaschid dhiraha pratyagatmanam aikshat. Avruta chakshuhu. He redirects all his attention towards inside. Amruta chakshu, why for amrutatvam ichan, in order to gain amrutatvam, in order to gain immortality, in order to reach the final point of destination on the path of evolution. Here and there, rarely, 1 in a million, a hero will turn all his attention towards inside, whereby he can become immortal one day as the consummation of all his efforts. So priority, which is the priority? External world. Suddenly we cannot turn, we cannot give right about turn to our tendency. I know it, but Indian seers will say, may not be, it's not possible, maybe it is not possible for you to give a right about turn, but now and then, once in a while, morning half an hour, evening half an hour, do your Sandhya Vandanam, your Gayatri Mantra, your Bhajan, morning and evening half an hour. If that is not possible, at least once in a week, weekend. That is not possible once in 15 days. That is why in 365 days we have got 365 days we have 65 festivals in India. At least once in a week you turn your attention towards that. Every week you have a festival. From Yugadi to Shivratri, you have 65 festivals. Every 1 week you have a festival. For the reason, if not, it's possible for you every day. At least now and then, once in a week, turn your attention inward. Taranchakani Vidrunat Swayambhu Tasmat Paran Pashyatin Antaratman Kaschid Dhiraha. Otherwise, you will be a child. You will be a child. Your life will be a childish life. Nasamparayaha Pratibhati Balaha Pramadyante Vitta Mohena Mudhaha Ayam Loko Nasti Parayiti Vani Punaha Punaha Vashama Padyatene. Like children, they say, this is all the world we see. Where else is any other world? Ayam Lokaha Nasti Parayiti. Pramadyante, they do a blunder, they commit a blunder. Pramadyante Vitta Mohena Mudham. Being caught up in the lure of material attractions, Vitta Mohena Mudham, fools. Yama calls them fools. Nasamparayaha Pratibhati Balaha Pramadyante Vitta Mohena Mudhaha Ayam Loko Nasti Parayiti. Then I again and again draw to my abode and I teach them a lesson. Mani Punaha Punaha Vashama Padyatene. So like that, so many warnings go through Upanishadic literature also. We need to keep in mind all these things, and accordingly we have to formulate our life. The most important point here is the scale of priority. Everything is needed. All cannot become out and out renunciates. It's a foregone conclusion. No one did understand that better or more than the rishis of India did. Therefore, they were never made it mandatory. A mistake that followers of Buddha did after his demise, after some centuries after demise, the followers of Buddha did this mistake. They almost made it mandatory that everyone should become a monk. Rishis of India never did that. Even in their wildest dreams, they did not think on these lines. But they had plans for gradual transition. After your Grihastha for 25 years is over, then try to seek some solace. Solace in the company of sadhus. Detach yourself from the pulse of your samsara, which you have been meddling all these 25 years. What more is there for you to meddle anymore? So take a break away. After at least quarter century of your experience there, which is nothing more than any amount of your spending time with your own people, will not change your life in any way. It will not better your life in any way. That is the experience you have come to based on your being attached to, being very much associated with your lords all these 25 years. Now take a break away, seek the company of the holy, and seek some solitude also. Vanaprastha. Try to practice how to live alone. One should not be lonely, but one should learn to live alone. Because while being alone, it is when that really you come to understand who you are, what sort of personality you possess. If you are not there alone, you can never understand who you are, at least fully, at least correctly. So like that, based on all these observations, they have built up one life code for us, Gruhastha Dharma. So many books are there, Gruhya Sutras, Gruha, Gruhya. They have built up so many formulae. The collection of all these formulae are known as, they are compiled in a book that are known as Gruhya Sutras. Karma Yoga, Vivekananda contains so many extractions from this book. Manusmriti, and there is one Tantram also, beautiful Tantra, where from that Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu is extracted. Tantra Shastra. In all these books, detailedly we see how a Gruhastha must live. These things define the characteristics of how a meaningful, correct life must be. Otherwise, that will simply a mechanical process of getting dragged on. We get dragged on. So many forces act upon us, depending upon the magnitude of the force. If this force is powerful, we get moved there. If another force is powerful, we get dragged in that direction. Most of the times, we are also busy in getting dragged in various directions, and the resultant direction is zero. All these directions ultimately, they cancel each other, and we are stagnant. We never move from where we are, and we are so happy. All these days we were very busy, ultimately achieving nothing. So busy life we led, the resultant achievement is zero. We have never moved from where we are. 50 years later we find we are where we were. So that sort of consistency we sometimes maintain. We always maintain. At least there we are very much consistent. So this is how things are defined in India. Upanishads say a lot of things about that. Bhagavad Gita says a lot of things about that. Ramakrishna, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, says a lot about how to practice devotion, how to have knowledge, how to practice these 4 yogas. Remember, each yoga is a perfect training for making our life a very meaningful journey. For making our life a spiritual training in itself. Life and spiritual training need not be two different things. Remember, this is the greatness of Indian culture. In Indian culture, spirituality is spread into every day. Every day, 24 hours, you are into spiritual training. It is not a weekend business. It is not a once in a week business. Your life every day, starting from morning up to evening, for the whole week, for the whole month, for the whole year, 365 days, 24 hours, every bit of what you are doing, every bit of where you are turning your attention to can be a spiritual orientation, provided life follows certain patterns. And these patterns are clearly formulated, more than anyone else in recent times, by Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in his Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, which is mainly for the householders and not for sannyasis. Because Swami Shivananda, second president of Ramakrishna Mission, had said, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna contains things for householders. For sannyasis, what all he used to say, they don't find any place there. It is a different thing we all know. What all he told us is never there in the Gospel. We 16 disciples were there who later became monks, we were young men. He told us totally different things, which find no place at all in Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna is a code, so to say, for the Gruhasthas. And there is not much for the sannyasis. Let it be so. So Gruhasthas can find a lot of hints, directions, etc. in the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna that enlightens us about how the life must be, so that life will be both life as well as a spiritual training at the same time. There lies the prudence, there lies the wisdom. That alone is real life. The rest is preparation for life and cannot be life in itself. That is the discrimination one can strike between the correct life and just a preparation for life. I think this is the introductory or the prelude, I should say, for the real subject that we need to know. Whole of the subject cannot be known because it's a big subject. If you study Ramakrishna Mission literature, everywhere references are made, hints are given, whereby you can be benefited and you can insert those hints into your workaday life, whereby it becomes more enriched and more meaningful. I pray Sri Ramakrishna that he may bless you all so that your life becomes more fulfilled, more meaningful, and more of divinity. Thank you for listening to this talk. Thank you so much. Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Shri Sharada Devi Samarpita.